Let's talk about a little Redis feature. Remember, Redis is a persistent database. Therefore, every time we set this key, it's automatically going to be persisted into our Redis store. Okay, but now when we want to run our test, we want a fresh copy of the database, just like we're doing right here with our in-memory database, right? So we're gonna actually create a command that would help us to clear Redis in any situation we want to clear it. So we can call this maybe flush Redis every time we want to flush our Redis database before actually performing our test on Redis. Okay, so I'll head over to test case.php in my test directory, and I'll create that method. So public function flush Redis, and this would simply call Redis, and we have a flush all method, and this would delete all the keys that we have in all of our databases in our Redis store. So use Redis here, and every time we run our test, it's gonna automatically flush Redis. So if we want to clean our Redis database before running our test, we just need to call that method. Okay, now one more thing I want to talk about is our test right here is making sure that we can save the first lesson and the first series into our database. Okay, meaning that in our user class we can actually remove this and set it to 1, and remove this and also set it to 1, and this test would still pass. But then that's not what we want. Okay, we want that this test should pass for all series and all lessons. Therefore, what we're gonna do is, just for our own security, create another lesson, and this lesson would belong to another series because we'll just use the create. But what I want to do is pass an overwrite into this create, and would say series ID should be 1. Okay, because remember, a series is going to be created with ID of 1 from this first call, and would override this one to also have 1. Therefore, these two series belong to the series that is created right here, to the series with ID of 1. Now, when we call user complete lesson, we would also call user complete lesson on the second lesson. So we know that the user can actually complete a second lesson also. Then we're going to assert that this equals 1 and also equals 1 and 2. Okay, so when we get this key for the user of ID 1 and the series ID 1, it should show us that we've completed lesson 1 and lesson 2, and it should be in the array that is returned. Okay, so if our method actually works as expected, we should have exactly a successful test even after the changes we've made. So let's run that. Okay, great, looks like we're good. Therefore, we can complete the number of lessons we want, and it's also gonna work out perfectly. Okay, great job.